Hey Darreth, would you show us what you meant when you said take a pot and wedge it up, don't stick it in the slop bucket? What did you mean by that?
Oh yeah, right here. Whenever we had some pots that didn't quite make it, we popped them here onto this board, and you can take it and wedge it now. So last week's beginner pottery class, we used clay. At the end, all of that clay we put on this board, and we're gonna use it again tonight.
How do you reuse it? How do you do it?
Why don't you show them, Lee?
Let me show you. Since this flopped pot was covered between last week and this week, it's still nice and wet, but it's a little less wet than it was when it first came off the wheel. So you actually can do this on an individual basis. You don't need to be in a group class where we're sharing clay. You can take your flopped pot, put it back in your bag, keep it covered for the week, and come back next week and just kind of squish it back into a ball.
Can I put that right on the wheel?
No, you need to wedge your clay.
Oh.
Obviously, this is full of air bubbles and pockets and who knows what else, wrinkles and folds.
But I tell you where it's not. It is not in that bucket that has to then be broken down and go through the pug nail. It's right here ready.
That sounds like a much faster alternative. How do I wedge?
My goodness. Now, hopefully this is something you'll be learning in our pottery classes, but in case you need a review, you'll start with a ball of clay that is roughly the size that you'd like to throw with. I probably have about a pound here. I'm going to weight the clay particles up, realign them, get some of these air bubbles out, hopefully all of them, so that I'm ready to throw on the wheel. I'm going to take my ball of clay and place it onto the wedging table. Using the heels and the fat pads on the thumbs of my hands, I'm going to wrap my fingers around the clay, not splaying them out, and using my body, not my arm muscles, lean down at a diagonal into the table and give the clay a little push. Then I'm going to take it, turn it toward me so it's up on its nose, and repeat. Eventually, as I continue to wedge the clay, we'll be working those air bubbles out, and I'll start to get something that looks a little bit like a ram's head, and that's why we call this ram's head wedging. Now, I only do that 4 or 5 times. We want to be going maybe upwards of 30, going for a couple of minutes, really working all those wrinkles and air pockets out. But considering that we want to use all the clay that we've purchased to throw as many pots as we can with our 25 pounds, this is a much better alternative than just tossing our flop pot into the bucket.
Oh, that way the student can get the best value out of their bag of clay that comes with their studio fee.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
You can actually use your 25 pounds instead of throwing half of it into the slop bucket or a trim bucket.
So as a student, I could take all those trimmings and all those other failed pots and reuse them myself rather than just throwing them away and adding to all that slop.
Absolutely.
Wow. Great food for thought, ladies. Thanks so much.